What's going on, guys? T-Mart here, and today I'm bringing you guys another Black Ops 2 video, and in this one, we're going to be talking about the most recent update for the game, because they have changed quite a few things. Treyarch is definitely on top of their game, and there's been a bunch of gun and equipment and killstreak nerfs that you guys should definitely know about, so you can change your classes accordingly. So, this patch is currently out right now for the PS3. If you got on recently and you downloaded something, that's what it was. It's going to be coming out for the Xbox sometime this weekend. I'm not exactly sure what time, but just know that it is coming this weekend, and let's get into the changes. So first of all, for Scorestreaks, the UAV's cost has been increased to 425 points. It was 350 previously, so that's an extra kill and a half in most game modes that you need in order to get the UAV, which is a pretty significant increase. There's definitely going to be less UAV spam. They're definitely going to be much harder to get, and let's see if that balances it or if it's a little too hard to get. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to be, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, another kill streak that was nerfed is the lightning strike, and I'm super sad about this. I loved my lightning strikes, and now they aren't going to be quite as powerful. So what they did to the lightning strike is they added a 750 millisecond delay to it, and that's the delay between when you set the 3 markers and when the bomb drops. So, you know, up until this point, as soon as you set those 3 markers and put that iPad of yours away, it immediately dropped. It was almost instantaneous, and it was so powerful because you could put it right on top of red dots, and it would drop so fast they couldn't even get out of the kill radius. It would immediately kill them. Now you're gonna have to lead people a bit and kind of guess where the enemies are gonna be when it drops, which is quite a change. You know, that really does nerf it quite a bit. And I don't know. I mean, I feel kind of the lightning strike might have been a little bit overpowered, but at the same time, I'm definitely gonna miss it because that thing was a beast in objective modes. And now it might not be so much. So anyway, moving on to equipment and grenades that have been kind of affected by this patch. The bouncing Betty has been nerfed by the fact that they added a 200 millisecond delay from the point that it's triggered until it blows up. So, you know, it's going to give you more time in order to get down on the ground and evade it. And I kind of welcome this change. I feel like anytime I run into a bouncing Betty, it immediately kills me. I have no chance of reacting fast enough to get down and survive it. Now, there might be a little bit more of a chance for people to evade them and not die to bouncing Betties all the time, which is nice. Now, moving on, the sensor grenade has actually been buffed. It's one of the only things in this patches that has gotten better, so it's something you might want to check out on a couple of your classes. So, anyway, what they did was they increased the range of it. It's now at 1,000 units that it picks up enemies. They increased the frequency. It's now 800 milliseconds between pings, and then finally they increased the amount of time, now 6 seconds, that players appear after it explodes. So overall, it works a little bit farther away from itself, and it lasts a little bit longer in detecting enemies. So that thing might be pretty good now. Now, the final equipment here that's been affected by this patch is the concussion grenade. It's been nerfed, and what they did was they decreased the movement penalty and turn speed penalty when you're hit by it. So now when you concuss an enemy or when you get concussed, you're going to be able to turn a little bit faster and still move a little bit faster. It's not going to have quite as powerful of effects as it had previously. So overall, the concussion grenade's effects have just been nerfed a little bit. Now, moving on, the weapon nerfs. This is the big thing here. All the weapon changes, this is what we really want to pay attention to, because this is what's going to affect our classes and winning our gunfights and things like that. So for all of the SMGs, they've increased the hipfire recoil, which was definitely needed. I mean, hipfiring with SMGs was way OP. It was way too easy to do. There was almost no recoil. They're just like little lasers running around. And now they're going to have a little bit more recoil, which is definitely welcome by me. They also increased the max hipfire spread from 4.75 to 5. So now your recoil spread is going to be a little bit larger, which is another nerf. They also reduced the bullet penetration of SMGs, so you aren't going to be able to shoot through walls as well. And then finally, they've nerfed my 2 babies, which makes me really sad. For both the MSMC and the PDW-57, they increased the recoil by a little bit. So that means that some of the other SMGs besides those 2 might be, you know, kind of creeping up and starting to take that top spot of the best SMG. We'll have to wait and find out. I'll definitely do some videos about it once I'm able to play around with them. And moving on to assault rifles, for all of them, they reduced the idle sway for more reliable long-range aiming, which is definitely good. That's a slight buff for the assault rifles. For the M8A1, they reduced the lethal range of a 3-hit kill from 250 to 50 inches, so that's quite a big deal. It's not going to be quite as powerful as it was before. And also for the M8A1 plus select fire, they increased the recoil, so now that won't be quite as good as well. That kind of reminded me of the ACR from Modern Warfare 3 when you put select fire on it, but now it's not going to be quite as good. They also nerfed the FAL plus select fire. They gave it more recoil, which kind of sucks because that was one of my favorite weapons. And then finally for the SWAT 556 plus select fire, they increased the recoil. And then the MTAR, they made auto aim values consistent with all other assault rifles, which I didn't know they were different. Was it more? Was it less? I'm not sure. But I'm assuming it was more because I really did like the MTAR. It seemed really powerful. So maybe they made that a little bit weaker. For sniper rifles, they've nerfed these bad boys as well. They've increased the hip fire spread for all of them, and they've also increased the hip fire spread for all of them with the laser sight attachment. So you know scopers are going to have a little bit more difficult time now. And then finally for the XPR50, they increased its recoil slightly, which I don't know if that was necessarily needed, but we'll wait and see. For the shotguns, this was surprising to me. The R870, they've reduced the one-hit kill range by 45 inches, which is quite a bit. That's a couple of feet there. And that's really going to affect how good that shotgun was. I mean, I feel like shotguns in this game, specifically the R870, were finally to the point that they should be. That, you know, when you're close range, when you're right next to somebody, then it's a one-hit kill, and they have no chance of killing you, really, no matter what gun they had, because shotguns would absolutely tear face at close range in real life. Now, they might be pulling back on that a little bit and weakening them, so I don't know if that's something that I like. You know, I really enjoyed using the R870, but we'll have to wait and see how it plays out. And then finally, the last change they made to the weapons was both of the machine pistol secondaries, the B23R and the Cat 40. They reduced the headshot multiplier from 1.4 to 1. So overall, those guns are just going to be a little bit weaker. They don't do quite as much damage when they get a headshot. So there you guys have it. Those are the changes they're making to the game. And remember, it's already out on PS3, so make sure you make your class changes accordingly. And it's coming out for Xbox sometime this weekend. So in the meantime, enjoy your super powerful lightning strikes, enjoy your UAV spam, enjoy your powerful R870 and all the other guns that haven't been changed yet. But just know, as soon as you get that download when you sign in, make sure to come back to this video, check out which stuff you should change, and mess with your classes accordingly. So anyway guys, thank you all for watching. I got a bunch of great videos coming soon. Check out one of the other two videos on the screen if you haven't seen them yet, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.